And he tells me, oh, I was water skiing and I fell and the boat behind me severed my arm. And he says, I arrived at the hospital DOA. He says, well, did you see yourself outside of your body from above? Did you go through a tunnel? Did you see this bright light? And he said, that happened to you too? He didn't tell anybody about it. I go, no, I'm writing a book about it. So we stopped what we were doing and he told me his whole story. So things like that. Yeah, it's been really great journey. A lot of people have opened up.
Now, let me just, and forgive me for not knowing this, but you yourself have not experienced an NDE, right? You just study other people's.
Okay. Correct.
Okay.
So kind of like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're right behind you, I guess. I feel like I did it in a short span, but maybe that ties along with the increase of consciousness, and I feel like time itself has sped up, and I don't know, but something has come over me once I was exposed to the near-death experience, and I haven't stopped researching. So
yeah, it's very interesting. I heard that from heaven, that time is slowly accelerating.
Oh, wow.
As part of a consciousness shift.
Oh, okay.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
I can.
And I think it's part of going from third density to fourth density and fifth density.
Yes. Yeah, the frequency and the vibrations are faster.
Yeah, so fourth density, time is there, but it's malleable. Whereas in third density, it's fixed. Fifth density, it doesn't exist. So we're in that transition.
Enter in the age of Aquarius, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. Precession of the equinox,
Right. Yeah, we're at that really special time in Earth history to where I feel like there's an ascension on the planet of like us sentient beings, but Earth herself and her consciousness also going through an ascension. So I just think this is like an amazing time to be alive. Like if you really think about it, this is a wild time to be here, guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, Mother Earth's going through the same process, and really it's the whole galaxy. The whole consciousness is raising, and Earth is kind of the key to all of that. So of course Mother Earth is going to be raising her consciousness. And then the other neat thing about this time, how crazy it is to be alive here, even though it's going to be a chaotic time, we are now in a very special time in history, in the big cycle, in that the energy of love, the measurable quantum multidimensional energy of love that is the source of God and everything in existence, that is now dominant on planet Earth. Fear dominated in the past, and now the love is dominant. So as we move forward, what we're going to see, in my opinion, is that every organization, every business, every government, every financial institution, any multinational corporation that isn't based on love and integrity is either going to have to change to be based on that, or it's going to crumble. And it's part of the new world of love that's coming.
Wow.
I am here for it.
Yeah, me too. That's amazing.
Yes.
I can't wait to usher in this new era.
Same.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of it because what we're seeing is the crumbling. We're seeing dysfunction in politics that we've never seen before. We're seeing, out of control greed, corporate greed, corruption in governments, financial institutions. And so all people are seeing is the crumbling, not realizing it's making way for what's coming. Just like when you bulldoze your old house that's just no good anymore, it's rotten to the core, you can't patch it up. If you don't know the new house is coming, well, you're going to be panicking at that point. And some people are panicking, but
right.
I'm excited about this new world that's coming. It's going to be a chaotic time, but this is what we came down here for. We're the daredevil souls.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I feel like think of...
Oh, go ahead, Leslie. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I like to think of the change kind of like, is it somatics or cymatics? I'm not sure the pronunciation exactly on that, but with the sand on the plate and they change the frequency and it,
makes
it's
the different
all
patterns.
Chaotic. Well, I feel like we're in like the chaotic and the frequencies, it's tuning. We're getting tuned and it's going to end up being something beautiful, like some beautiful creation is going to come up the change. And I don't know if that's like accurate, but I really like the thought.
Yeah.
That's such a good analogy. I'm going to steal it and use it in my future talks with your permission.
Sure. I would love that.
Yeah, I feel like we're all here to help raise the collective consciousness of humanity, to push our civilization towards one of love and, greater prosperity.
Yeah, I mean that's like literally why we're doing what we're doing right now. I'm just a huge like advocate for raising the frequency, raising the vibration, helping everybody ascend, expand their consciousness, enter the fifth dimension, and I'm just like, yes. I'm glad and grateful to be able to create those ripple effects throughout the collective. I'm just super excited that we can have that kind of like influence, It is a really big deal if you think about it.
Yeah, and it's very interesting when the frequency of humanity raises. It's going to cause some very interesting things to happen because there's very easy solutions to almost all of our problems and challenges. Extremely easy, but we're all blinded because fear tends to blind. The frequency raises, we're going to see these easy solutions like, oh, if we just cooperate doing this, here's one. If we get in an argument, instead of picking up guns and knives and killing each other and going to war, let's find a peaceful solution and, some compromise. Okay, so now we don't have to spend that $100 million for an F-35 jet fighter or $3 million for an Abrams tank. We're going to have some efficiency increases once we start cooperating.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited for it.
It's like it's happening individually, and then through the individual changes on, individual person
levels.
Yes, it's gonna soak through, in each. Yeah, like you said, David, each corporation or company, all these, they're gonna have to make the changes too because it's gonna be what everybody's wanting and.
Yeah, people will demand it. It's almost unbelievable when I hear about this stuff from heaven. I just shake my head and say, that's never going to happen, but I believe it's going to. Seeing the beginnings of it, yes.
There's a focus on love, I think, as well. I'm seeing a lot of love, I feel like.
I agree
I don't
with
watch
that,
much TV, but I feel like what I see, the bits that I see, there is something like I see hearts or like, in its weird way.
I feel like the divine feminine. Oops, sorry. I was gonna say, I feel like the divine feminine is really starting to like show her face a little bit. Like we've been through a very large period of divine masculine energy, and I feel like with the age of Aquarius and everything that's happening, like the divine feminine is just like sneaking her way in, and like it's gonna soften everything out a little bit, make it less abrasive.
All right, well, I got some 2 cents to put into that you might want to edit out because it may offend some people. We can go over it if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So, you bring up a really good point. So, we have masculine energy and feminine energy, and this does not mean male and female. Most men have masculine energy dominant. Most women have feminine energy dominant characteristics. But then there's some that don't. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers. There were questions over his career about, is he gay? No, he wasn't gay. But people assumed he was because he was working with an abundance or a majority of feminine energy. Why? Because he needed to connect with children. It was part of his duty here on Earth. And so, before recorded history, feminine energy was dominant on planet Earth. And it was because they were the givers of life. They were more connected to the divine. That's just the nature of the feminine energy. And the men in the society were treated like, grunts to do the lifting or for breeding stock. And of course they rebelled. And if you have an overabundance of female energy, you're going to get stagnation. If you have an overabundance of male energy, you're going to get environmental disasters and war. And so we switched from an overabundance of female to an overabundance of male. And the men took charge. And what did we have? We had violence and wars and environmental destruction. Which was not prevalent when female energy. And so now we're coming back into balance. So the female energy is coming up. We're still out of balance. But thank goodness, we're making the transition to a balanced energy. And we're going to have some masculine characteristics and some feminine, but it won't be, males dominating like it has been for at least, 12,000 years.
I'm looking forward to that balance. I'm looking forward to that balance for sure.
Yeah, me too.
So am I. Think about it, because if women were in charge of the planet or they had half the say, they would not send their sons and daughters to die on the battlefield.